Okay, here's your lesson on 7.7, factoring special products. Remember I told you a couple lessons ago that when you see the word special, it means there's a pattern. And that same thing applies here. Product means multiply. So we're looking for patterns of multiplication. We're looking to undo those. So that's where the factoring comes in. It's undoing multiplication. So we're undoing multiplication in a pattern. So we actually did this a couple of lessons ago where we actually multiplied these out. And I had showed you that if you have this right here, that you just take this and you square it, and you take this and you square it, and you put a subtraction sign between them. Done. So now we're going to undo that and realize that we just take the first number and the second number because they're already squared, so we don't need to actually square them. We take the number itself without the exponent, and we use that number, put a plus, a minus, and we have the difference of two squares. So take a look at this one. X, the square root of 9 is 3. So x plus 3, and then x minus 3. And you're all done. So x, and then the square root of 25, which is plus or minus 5. So you get minus 5 and plus 5. 4, we're taking the square root of this as well. So this is 2z, and then the square root of 1, which is plus or minus 1. So minus 1 and plus 1. Voila, there you go. So evaluating a numerical expression, we're going to skip this for now. And we're going to skip the practice of those for now. We're just going to try to concentrate on the polynomials because we do know that we can use a calculator for this. But and these are actually fun, but we're not going to do that right now. So if you do this, you do x plus 6, x minus 6. I get the 6 from the square root of 36. Hopefully you tried these on your own before I got started. Notice this is backwards. That's totally okay. It's still 10 plus m and 10 minus m. Square root of 9, don't forget, is plus or minus 3. We're using the plus version here. And then 16 plus or minus 4. So we have 3n plus 4 and 3n minus 4. Last one. Hopefully you're checking your work here. Get a square root of 16 is 4, and the square root of 49 is 7. So you get 4h, then h, yeah, h squared, nope, sorry, 4h plus 7, 4h minus 7. And you're good to go. All right, so that was the easier of the two of these. The other one to undo is just as easy, but it requires kind of a middle step here. So if you are looking at factoring perfect square trinomials, then remember when we were doing these, I had said to you when we were multiplying these out, take the first one, square it, take the last one, square it, multiply the two together, so a times b is ab, and double it, multiply by 2, so 2ab. So hopefully you recall that from a couple of lessons ago. We did a bunch of these. Now we're going to undo. So instead of undoing, you're going to have one answer here. If this is a plus, then this is a plus. And if this is a minus, then this is a minus. So don't forget that. So here you have a plus, so you know it's going to be n plus, and the square root of 16, 4. So this one, square root of 9 is 3, just like I did the square root of 16 here, which is 4. You notice it's going to be a minus here, so this is actually 2x. Remember, you're taking the square root. You're basically ignoring the middle here. And you are going to get 3. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. That was a 2 there. So this should be 2x minus 3 squared. Makes it a little easier to see. All right, last one. I know you guys freak out with your fractions, but I'm going to tell you right now, fractions are your friends. I've said that over and over and over again. So take this right here and take the square root, which is the same as taking the square root of the top, numerator, and bottom, denominator. You get 1 over 3. So x plus 1/3 squared. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better about that. Let's try a few and see how we feel. So m minus 1 squared. D, and remember this is going to be 5 with a minus in between. And the last one here, 3z, this is going to be a 6 with a plus, and you're good to go. So basically, like I said, you're ignoring the middle, ignoring the middle, ignoring the middle, and you're just taking square roots of the ends and including that sign right there. All right, so if we have to solve the equation, we're going to take it just one step further than that. We're going to look at this and we're going to ignore that middle right there. So a plus 3 squared equals 0. Remember that means a plus 3 is 0, and we only have to do it once because this is a plus 3 times a plus 3. So subtract that 3 from both sides, and you get -3. Try it again. Ignore that. The square root of 49 over 36 is the same as square root of 49 over the square root of 36, which is 7 over 6. So w minus 7 over 6 squared equals 0. If you are solving this, you would make this w minus 7, 6 equals 0. Add the 7, 6 to both sides, and w is going to equal 7, 6. Okay, so these are the roots we're looking for. This one, remember this is the difference of squares, so it's going to be n plus 8 and minus 8. If you don't have a middle, split it up and make one a plus, one a minus. Equal to 0, so n plus 9 equals 0 and minus 9 equals 0. Subtract the 9, add the 9, you're going to get n equals -9 or n equals 9. All right, last thing, we're going to do a quick story problem. Bird picks up a golf ball, got a big bird right here, picks up a golf ball and drops it while flying. The function represents the height y in feet of the golf ball. T seconds after it's dropped, the ball hits the top of a 32-foot pine tree. After how many seconds does the ball hit the tree? So you are looking to set up an equation. It's right here, your equation. And you get -16t squared plus 81 equals 32. Okay, I got that from right here. I just rewrote the equation as -16 plus the 81. I just switched the 2 around, and it equals 32 because you want to know when it hits the 32-foot tree. So you're going to subtract the 32, and you get -16t squared plus 49 equals 0. Because remember, we want to have these things equal to 0. I'm going to multiply my entire equation by -1. So I get 16t squared minus 49 equals 0. It's the difference of squares here. So take the square root of both. and split them up. So square root, square root. And now you're looking at 4t minus 7, 4t plus 7 equals 0. When you solve for these, you get t equals negative 7/4 and t equals 7/4, which is about 1.75 seconds. Has to be positive because time is positive. So this cannot be one of your solutions. So when something is not one of our solutions, we just remove it from our solutions. Okay, hope you guys got an understanding of how to do this special factoring, just like we did the special before. This is special factoring. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help. If you have another one where you need some more examples, let me know. Talk to you later.